Are you one of those agents that feels almost helpless trying to generate leads, trying to get your business off the ground or take it to the next level? Well, here today, we're going to talk about how you can become an attractant to your clients, to your production business, and stop having that deep down feeling that you need to be chasing leads, or consider joining a team that's going to take 3/4 of your money every time you sell a house. And we're going to tell you exactly what you need to do. We're going to talk about 3 different strategies that will absolutely help you change the trajectory of your business for 2025. Let's go. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, Real Estate Agent Playbook and eXp Realty, here to help you win every single day at the game of real estate. While you're here, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, listen to the podcast, share the podcast with your favorite realtor, and we can grow this community. My number one goal in life is to help you build your business organically in your way, on your terms. I have courses, I have all the things. You can check that out below, but let's get to work. So yes, if an agent comes to me, one of my agents in my 150 person downline comes to me and says, Jeremy, I need to sell a house tomorrow as soon as possible, before the month ends, before the next 60 days, I always want to steer them towards the traditional lead generation pieces, right? Whether that's cold calling, door knocking, all of the things. I know you don't want to hear that. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do now so we don't get to that point where you're, at the desperate phase. And if you're at the desperate phase, maybe there's some things we can do to help you get back. Because the truth is that so many of us are so focused on leads, new business, new things, that we don't even consider what's sitting right in front of us. And if we're not focused on what's right in front of us, our pipeline, our old conversations, maybe we did open houses 2 years ago and, we have a list, but we've, never done much with it. Please go back to those people that you have had a conversation with in the, relevancy of real estate. If you're brand new and you haven't had any of those real estate conversations, those people that know, like, and trust you are absolutely in your wheelhouse. And if you're new to an area, which is an excuse I common get, you better start focusing on the people that you knew, like, and trusted back from where you came from. And you can absolutely build a business and start getting momentum with referral business by referring out to an agent, in that area or whatever it is. But the bottom line is we need to start having these conversations. Sure, we want to focus our energy and our efforts right where we're at in our hyper-local market because, referral is only a portion of the deal. But how are we going to do this, right? How are we going to get going? And that's the strategies that I want to share with you right now. So if, cold calling, door knocking, open houses are not your thing, we want to start to work through this, and we need to build some social proof, build some authority. We need to be going to as many, educational classes and things, networking with, lenders and, people that can help you. Because the truth is, if you're a brand new agent or you've been out of the game for a while, your social proof is probably limited. Right? So we need to build that with industry partners, right? What better social proof is it for a real estate agent to, be, talking to someone and maybe they have an interesting financial situation. Maybe they're self-employed or have an I-10 or whatever it is. And you're able to be like, oh, great. I have the perfect person that you need to talk to. Insert your lender partner that you just went to a training with, or you've built a relationship with, had coffee, whatever, and they can be the expert. That's all the social proof you need early on in your career or when you're just getting going to make that happen. Now, as you've closed, 10, 15 houses in a year and you want to close 30, well, maybe we need to look at the level of those industry partners and see if they want to rise with you, or if we need to go up to the next tier of industry partners that can absolutely help you, in these situations, offer all the things, are, willing to do whatever it can take to edify you, to make sure that when you're sending them business, that they're absolutely, hammering home your expertise in that social proof. And then if you do have clients, let's, maybe reach back out and be like, hey, I'm just building my new Google page. I'm building some testimonials. I would love to hear what you thought of your experience with me. Can you send that over to me in an email so I can put it on my website, all the things. You can provide them links. You can do all of those things. But getting that social proof is huge. Okay. And if At first, if it's just, a couple industry partners and some character references and things, don't lie. I just talked about this recently, but make sure that you are collecting as much social proof as you can. And even if it's just, hey, this is my lender, she knows, XYZ, anything that can go out to your audience that's, where their feet are, where they are is huge. So kind of take the social proof and be like, get rid of the excuse that I don't have any recent clients, I haven't closed any clients, I can't get a testimonial, and get creative with this. So you're not necessarily lying, but you're building some social proof that you have in your back pocket when it's needed. You can, run some ads if you wanted to. You just have it as a backdrop on your website or whatever it is, because it is so important right now. And so many people are, even within the referral business, like people just Google you and see what other people had to say, because they don't know what your relationship is with the person that's referring you the business. Is there ulterior motives? Is there other things going on? Typically not, but they might Google you. So if you have a couple references on there, it's not terrible. Next, focus as hard as you can on building those communities. You don't have to build a community from the ground up, right? I'm a father of 3 young daughters, right? We've built a very good community within a gymnastics facility that already had the community, right? We were new, we're here. Now we, go to birthday parties and have friends and do all the things. Our girls play together, all the things outside of the gym. And so just finding those communities and those niches, and you say, well, Jeremy, I don't have any kids. Well, significant others, work parties, your old friends, your new friends, young professionals networking groups, whatever you can do to build a community, whether you're extrovert or introvert, you can build a community on a different level. There's plenty of coffee shop meetups and things for, less people involved. There's plenty of public places you can go within your community to kind of do that. There's so many networking events. You can do this within, your realtor boards with, just latch on to a couple other, industry partners and have, a happy hour or whatever it is, but you have to kind of build these communities as you go. I'm lucky enough to have kids, but if you, a church, a gym, bunko, whatever it is that you can surround and kind of start to infiltrate or build a community and grow a community and present your value to that community will really help you, right? Because as you're building this community and, it's helpful, right? If you have all the connections of the best place to get your haircut, the best place to eat chicken wings, the, best, school or the best convenience store, the best grocery store, whatever it is that's specific to your community, if you can kind of guide the people around you, or you can, talk about that while you're showing houses, you're just, again, proving your social proof. Oh, yeah, Johnny owns, the Mexican restaurant there. It's absolutely amazing. The best green chili there is, or whatever that looks like, right? Just being able to talk that, becoming the expert, even though, you're just in the build phase of the community, you can demonstrate yourself as the expert to those clients, which is exactly what they're looking for. And then the one that everybody, is hot to trot on, the content-driven lead generation. The truth is that general, creation of content like this video is not like active lead generation. I call this passive in my course. If you're interested in that, check the link below. There's a webinar down there that you can check out, and it'll, funnel you through my course. But as we go here, how are you creating content? Right? So many real estate agents are like, what can I need to do a bunch of real estate related content. I need to have the market, and you don't need zero, you don't need 20% down. And this is an appraisal, and this is an inspection, and all of this educational based stuff. That is absolutely great and necessary. And if you're using it appropriately, you can actually save some time when you get asked the same questions over and over and over again. And maybe somebody grabs onto that and is interested. But for the most part, while you're building these communities, they don't really care what an inspection is if, you're building a community within your HOA that you live in, right? So that's super important to have that as kind of street cred, the educational stuff. But they want to know you as a person. They want to know what you do, all those things, right? Social media is a living, breathing portfolio of you. And when people, are looking for certain things, they want to make sure that they identify their, that you have a certain attraction level to what they are looking for, right? Oh, are you in the same boat? Do you have 3 kids? Do you have no kids? Are you moving to this town? Did you move from California to Colorado? Like all of those things. So putting that general stuff out there along with your comfort level and security is super important. But the more things that you can put out about yourself personally, your interests, your hobbies, what you like to eat, what you like to do on the weekends, all of those things, the more you can put out there, the more that people will tap into and be like, oh, that's awesome, right? Maybe they'll DM you, and then all of a sudden you're building a bigger community and a social network that you have far more, reaching opportunities, and then the real estate stuff comes, right? But if it's all real estate all the time and it's only people that, are looking to buy or sell in Savannah, Georgia, right? It's going to be a little bit, hard and whatever. People want to be entertained. They want to keep up with you. They want to know what's going on. They want to see if they, have any commonalities with you. And so the more you're able to do that when you're building that content-driven approach, that's where people identify and people kind of jump on the train, right? And maybe that person's not even looking to buy a home, because now all of a sudden you're attracting the masses. And the truth is that the masses will be like, oh, Jeremy's a real estate agent. He talks about the market. He just talked to me about this first-time homebuyer program. You're telling me you want to buy your first house. And they make those connections because they were drawn in. Whereas if it was just about the first-time homebuyer program, that person who's bought 3 houses and, lives in their forever home is maybe not going to dial into your content. So depending on your avatar, that's super key. But make sure that you're also putting some of your personality into it. And it doesn't have to be pictures of you or your kids or anything like that. It can be, went to this park today. Don't have to post it when you did it or anywhere near when you did it. Again, be safe and make sure you're comfortable with what you're posting. But if you're able to kind of start to draw those in and tag, the restaurants that you're going to in your community and all of those things, there's commonalities that people will find. They'll follow you down the road. They'll see a couple of your real estate agent stuff, but probably notice more of your, foodie stuff if that's where it came from. And as you grow that's really how the content-driven lead generation takes off, right? Then, they'll send you a direct message. They might ask you a question. You can ask them a question. There's all kinds of things, because then you can outwardly say, how can I help you? What value can I bring you in your life and all the things? And it might be, I need a realtor. It might be, I need a landscaper, right? It might be that I, need a friend, right? Whatever it is, if you're able to solve that problem for them, your life will be a lot better. So we talked a little bit about obviously the active lead generation and getting business now and how that rolls. Then we talked about social proof and you becoming the authority, especially in the area. Then we talked about referral and community-driven kind of strategies. And then we went kind of into the social media, the content-driven strategies. And I think if you start right now, you would be surprised how quickly you're getting results. I've had 2 brand new agents go through the first 3 videos in my course, and that we start with the sphere of influence because that's my specialty, and they've absolutely taken off. One's closed a deal, is closing another one today, and has 3 more under contract. The other guy is planning a block party, really connecting with his neighbors and all the things, and has a lot of momentum. He's the one that actually reached out to old open house clients, and he's got a listing. He's doing the things because he's taking action, right? There's so much learning out there and so much learning to do. It's about taking action. So if you start taking action right now, you never know. 6 weeks, you could be having your first closing like Joseph, who I featured on my channel a couple weeks ago. So go check that out. Anything you ever need, let me know. Go get a win today. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.